Hello everyone, and welcome to my video today. I have some knives I want to talk about, and you guessed it, I've got some TwoSun stuff for you today. So, start with this guy. I actually got this one in trade from someone, and it's not a model that I thought I would ever own, but, you know, where is it? Oh, there it is. This is the TwoSun TS41 by Night Morning Design. This is one of their miniature size knives, which, if you know me, this is definitely not my style, but I figured what the heck, might as well bring it in and take a look at it and see what it's all about. This is actually the first TwoSun knife that I've ever owned made with M390 blade steel. I do have another one on the way soon, but I guess I'll start small with their M390 offerings here. So this is a reverse tanto style blade, full titanium frame lock, and it really has all of TwoSun's normal features, just in very miniature size. It's actually got really smooth operation to it. Opens nice, has good detent. It's a semi-functional pocket clip. I think this is probably small enough you can just drop it in the bottom of your pocket instead, but it does come with a pocket clip. Hardened insert here on the frame. Ceramic detent ball. This guy has a very small set of ceramic bearings in there, and actually a pretty thick piece of blade stock to it. It's got 4mm blade stock up the top, and then nice flat grind. I'll give you a length overall on this guy. It is about 4 3/4 overall. The blade size of 2 inches, and you get kind of a 2-finger grip on this thing, and then your 3rd finger rests right at the bottom. It's actually not uncomfortable to hold at all, though. It has a kind of a nice thumb ramp with some jimping here, some jimping on the flipper tab for your fingers, so you do kind of get locked in pretty good with this thing. Again, it's not really my style, but it is a nice little knife. It could definitely serve someone well if this is what you're looking to carry, just something small, something pocket size. So nice little knife, actually. So this is the TS41 by Night Morning Design. I'm sorry, I might as well give you a weight on this thing too while I've got it out. This little guy, you're looking at 1.45 ounces. So just a little guy. I'm considering sending this one all the way to Ireland. I would love to hear Patty talk about this wee little knife for about 20 minutes. So Patty, if you're watching, shoot me your address. I wouldn't mind shipping it out to you. I think this is just your style. It doesn't really suit me well, but as far as a little baby knife, I think you might like it. So TwoSun TS41. Next one I wanted to talk about, this is another Night Morning Design knife, and I've been looking at this one for a long time. It took me quite a while to get around to actually buying it, but this is the TS17 Ripper. This is the full titanium version of the Ripper. They actually do offer this one in G10 handle as well. The only thing that's really kept me from getting that one was the terrible pocket clip that they put on a lot of their G10 versions, but this one actually has a really nice functional pocket clip. This is a knife that could be carried pretty easily. Fairly slim, really comfortable overall in your hand, and I just absolutely love this big exaggerated blade. It's very unique. So just a little bit of the shipping oil on this guy, but just a very cool grind to the blade. Very nicely done. It's even all the way around, just beautifully finished. This one is D2 blade steel and same blacked out titanium handle on it. But a very cool knife. It's got a lot of weight in the front of the blade, so even though the flipper tab probably wins the award for smallest flipper tab on any knife ever, it operates really easy. It's got plenty of momentum coming out and opens very nice and smooth. So, neat knife. It's got cool milling on the handle. Backspacer sticks out a little bit. So it's just got very cool style to it. This is one I've always looked at and just never got around to getting, but I saw they started making this one again recently and had a few out for auction, so I put a bid on, and I want to say I got this one for maybe 50 bucks or so. But very cool knife. TS17 Ripper. Give you some dimensions on this guy too. This one is just about 8 inches overall. Blade size about 3.5. Entire handle about 4 1/4 with a grip of about 3.5. So you get a nice full-size grip on this thing, and even though it's a little slim, it just feels really good in your hand. Weight-wise on this one, you're looking at 4.2 ounces. So, very nice size overall. I think this could be a really good knife. Definitely would make a good everyday carry. This is my style. This is something that I could see using and carrying every day. I know some people might not want to have to sharpen this thing. It does have a bit of a recurve to the bottom, and I could see it would be a little bit more of a challenge to sharpen than some of the other stuff I have, but their D2, the heat treat is really good, and it just holds an edge for a really, really long time. So I would say this one could stand up to quite a bit of use and abuse before it would even need to be sharpened. So this would make a good carry knife. Again, TS17 Ripper in full titanium. And I wanted to mention something else that I got. Actually, one of my Instagram followers sent this stuff to me and said, "Hey, you gotta try this." He was very convinced that I needed to start using something different for the pivots. I actually had been using some Lucas gun oil for all my knife pivots and never really had a problem with it, but he said this stuff was amazing, I gotta check it out, so I figured I'd show it on today's video. This is pivot butter by a guy named R.O.B, and he also sent me some silicone based blade and handle oil. I haven't had a chance to check this stuff out yet, but it's worth showing this guy's information. This pivot butter is absolutely incredible. I have put it in a few knives already, and what a difference it actually makes. I mean, the bearings, you can't even feel them open anymore. This stuff makes your knife operate so smooth, it's not even funny. So I'm convinced. I like the stuff a lot. Definitely worth giving this guy a shout out on my video here. So if anybody's looking for some really good lubricant for their pivots, this is a good one. I know there's a few of them out there, but this one works for sure. So some knife sauce and some pivot butter. And last thing I wanted to talk about while I got you here is a couple of pieces of gear. Might as well roll them all into one video. I don't get a ton of time to sit down and record stuff, so I'll throw it all at you here at once. The other thing that I carry on a regular basis besides a knife, I always carry a flashlight. And it wasn't until a friend of mine gave me a Streamlight Microstream that I started carrying this thing every day. And it's just so small, it goes right in the other pocket and disappears on the side. It's got a really nice clip to it. So I started carrying it regularly, and I can't imagine not having it with me anymore. It just becomes such an important part of my life at this point. I find I use this thing every single night, and it's a single AAA light. Not the brightest one out there. I think this one's maybe 40 lumens or something. This is one of the original models, but you know, for what I use it for, taking the dog out at night or whatever, it's just really, really helpful to have a tiny little flashlight. And a single AAA Energizer lithium lasts about a month in this flashlight, so very useful little light. I actually found a a knockoff version from China that I wanted to show also. The Microstream goes for between $20 and $25 at the most, so not a bad deal. I've had this one probably 2 years at this point, and it works great. This is the Chinese version that I got for about $2, and you can see they copied the design pretty closely, and it actually works really well. It's about the same brightness. The only main difference is the Streamlight has this very cool feature on the button where it has a momentary on. So you just, if you don't push it all the way, it has this momentary on, and if you really push and click all the way, it'll stay on. So I do like that on-off button that they have on this. The Chinese version obviously just has a click on, click off button, and then the pocket clip on this one actually has a reverse feature to it. So if you want to, you can clip this to a hat brim or clip it to something. Very neat though. Chinese version just has a regular pocket clip, but for $2, not a bad option. It does work just the same, brightness wise and everything else. So this is kind of my backup. I'll throw this in a bag or one sitting in my car or whatever, and this is the one I carry on a regular basis. So figured I'd show it to you. Something else, something that I carry on a regular basis. Streamlight Microstream. But that's my video for today. These are knives that I wanted to show. This wee little knife that just was too cute not to make a video on. So here you have it. TS41 and the TS17 night morning design knives.